Hi, I'm Gary Cooper, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Rheaply right here in Chicago. I'm so excited to tell you a little bit about what we're building, which is a connected circular economy through world-class technology. I know we're all here for the inaugural Techstars Sustainability Summit, so I thought I'd take a moment to explain a little bit about this concept called the circular economy. And not to go into many paragraphs of definitions, it's actually something very relatable to our everyday. Whether that's sharing surplus goods in our refrigerators and our pantries with neighbors or even our family when we're not using them, or it is sharing furniture or desks or chairs in our workplace when we're no longer needing them through very common platforms that we've all grown up around, or sharing something of more capital import, a home, a car, even a bedroom online if you can't use them anymore. We are very, very familiar with the sharing economy. In fact, it's proven itself out. I'm an Airbnb shareholder myself. But why aren't we doing this in business? Why aren't we doing this professional organizations? Today, the way it works is if I need something as an employee, I buy it, mistake number one. I then try to make something with that item. And then when I'm done using it, I dispose of it or sit it aside. The circular economy proposes something more like the things that we do in our own homes, which is when we have to buy something, when we have to, we reuse it as much as possible internally or in our homes, a la in our businesses. And when we can no longer use those things internally, we resell or share them externally. This opportunity is massive. In fact, Forbes and the Federal Reserve say there's about $600+ billion of underutilized capacity right now in corporate America. That'll happen next year, and there'll be another 100, 600 billion unused capacity the year after if we don't do something about it. And that's the best of this bad problem. The worst of it is that's going to be 60 million new tons of waste to landfill if we don't do anything about it. Well, we Rheaply are. We are trying to help businesses create this shift from a linear economic model to a more circular one through technology. That is, when businesses need things and purchase them, and their employees use them to make products or provide services. When they're done with those items, they don't sit them in a storage facility or they don't send them to landfill. They reuse them internally, giving them to another peer who might need them. And if none of their peers internally can use them, we help organizations resell, lease, or even donate these items to their community at large. But how? Well, we do this through our flagship tool called an Asset Exchange Manager, or AXM, a category that we're starting, which is really an elegant combination of an asset management system of old on the back end with an online marketplace UI UX on the front end. So employees can easily exchange and find and swap and share things that they no longer need for their work, and admins can do all the traditional management of assets. It's a really good way to help business do this internally. But when the business no longer needs these items, they can share them, sell them, or even lease them to the community writ large. This is the circular economy in business at work. So what are some of the benefits? Well, they're probably pretty straightforward, right? We help organizations mostly reduce their costs, make their businesses way more efficient internally, help them understand the actual information around the asset at work, not just the depreciation, but how many times can this thing be used? And then, of course, near and dear to our hearts at Rheaply, divert waste from landfill and help them meet their zero emission goals. Everything that we should all be pacing towards 2050. But there's even something broader that a circular economic model brings to businesses. It allows them to help meet their CSR goals and connect to the community because now they're sharing with organizations nearby who might need that. Imagine engineers, scientists connecting with teachers at schools nearby and sharing material that can be used in many, many other ways. Just to give you one little sense of how this is working, here at a research institution, over a 3-month period of time, we were able to help 900 users save over $80,000 just in a really, really small department of this massive organization. So where can you learn a little bit more about this? There are two ways. The first is you can follow us on social media. We're just Rheaply Inc. on all the platforms, or follow my newsletter on LinkedIn called The Sustainable Business. or come to reepley.com where we can share a little bit more information about the work we've been doing with all the clients and more that you see kind of at the bottom of this slide. I really thank you for your time, and remember, reuse.